Hello, I'm Charles Kovess. Welcome to the Charles Kovess Show. This is the first episode of this branded Charles Kovess Show. This show is all about self-awareness and passion. I'm Australasia's passion provocateur. I have been a passion provocateur, Australasia's passion provocateur, for over 27 years, since 1993. I'll tell you about that journey in a moment. But this show is guided by Socrates' famous saying. He said this: the unexamined life is not worth living. This show is about helping you examine your life. This show is about helping you raise your self-awareness. Obviously, I'm going to show you why that's so important, help you understand passion, help you understand what you could be doing with your life, and help you understand the equation SA plus P equals S. Self-awareness plus passion equals success. You can see that behind me with my banner, with the success banner. Now this show is going to have a weekly format. It'll go for as long as I feel like talking. It will be a podcast. It will also be on my YouTube channel. And I'm confident that you will get great benefit from this show. Each week, I will be focusing on one big idea. So you go, hey, what's today's big idea? I'll repeat it at the end so that I don't want to bombard you with a whole heap of stuff. I want to give you useful ideas that I have found in my 27 years of doing this work and my 55 years of business experience since I was 12. Share principles with you that actually work. And they do work. I've been an executive coach for those 27 years. I've led teams in all sorts of places. And I'm not going to share with you anything that, one, doesn't work, or two, that I don't do in my own life. That's the other way that I know that the ideas that I'm sharing with you work. So we're going to be a weekly program. I want to provoke you and to inspire you to keep examining your life. I'm going to share with you key principles that can change your life. If the point is that it's just one of these ideas each week. If you implement this idea, it can change your life. One of the interesting things about success is that you don't need big changes in life to get big outcomes. So it's a bit like, I'll explore that a bit later on as to how the principle applies that you don't need a big change to get a big result. Sometimes tiny little changes can make a massive difference in your life. I'm probably going to share a joke with you each week. In fact, almost certainly. Why? Because one of the things that I do is that I'm chairman of the Australian Institute of Comedy. So I suppose I should be telling you a joke, which I will. I'm filming this, I'm recording this in Melbourne, Australia on a Sunday. Today is March 29, 2020. We are in the midst of a global challenge related to health. Health, a matter dear, very dear to my heart. I have some views about that. I'll spend more time on that in next week's show, how you might handle those issues. And then as this show goes on, any requests that you as the viewer, the listener wants, I'll happily deal with. Whilst this is going to be both a podcast and be posted on our YouTube channel, as I said, so you can either look at it or listen to it, depending on what your particular circumstances are. I hope if you get value from it, you tell other people about this show. Now, why am I Australasia's passion provocateur? Well, for 20 years, I was a lawyer. And I loved being a lawyer. In fact, from the age of 6, I wanted to be a lawyer. So I was very clear the direction in which I wanted my life to go. I was very lucky there. But my parents were migrants, refugees from Hungary who arrived in Australia in 1949 with nothing. They couldn't even speak the language. And I'm the second of 6 children. So I didn't come from wealthy circumstances, but I had and have a wonderful family, and I'm so grateful to my parents that they chose to come to Australia from Hungary to get away from the communists. And that desire to get away from communism has really driven my views and my belief around the importance and value of human freedom. It is a crucial element in all of the work that I do and in my thinking about what I'm going to share with you and what makes you human. And so one of the self-awareness questions is how important is freedom to you? I've seen surveys that say people would prefer security to freedom. I would never choose that. I would never put security ahead of human freedom. One of the questions that each one of us has to ask, and this is part of the journey, is how important is freedom to you? How important is security to you? And that's part of the self-awareness journey. There's another important element to this show, to the Charles Kovess Show, the self-awareness and passion elements, and it's this. If you think spirituality and your spirit and soul doesn't exist, then this show is not for you. I don't want to justify the human spirit. I don't want to justify this idea that, no, we are just physical beings. When we die, it's the finish. No, I don't. So if you don't like any of that, then don't listen to this show, don't watch this show. Because I'm going to explain to you about passion. Today's big idea is about understanding what passion is and what the benefits of passion are. But there's a deep spiritual element to this, not religion, spirituality. And I put to you that human spirituality is a crucial element into what makes us human. We are not just physical beings. I love Wayne Dyer's description that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's what I believe. That's going to filter through this show. This show is not just about the physical. I hope that really comes through nicely. So there I was. I wanted to be a lawyer from the age of 6 all my life, and I became a lawyer. I graduated from University of Melbourne in 1973, and I practiced law until 1993, and I changed career in 1993 to do this work, to be a professional speaker, to be an executive coach, an author. I've written 2 books, excuse me. I've written 2 books. I've co-authored another 2 books. I've written many, many articles. I have another 2 books on its way. I'll tell you about those in subsequent episodes. I stopped practicing law, not because I didn't love it. I loved it. I was earning terrific money. I had 4 children then. I have 5 children now. I love being a lawyer. Coffee, crucial element to our humanity, coffee. It's an essential service. If anyone thinks they're going to shut down coffee serving as a non-essential service, they need to think again. This is a crucial element in mental health. Keeps me sane. Am I addicted to it? Yes, I reckon. I'm addicted to 4 or 5 cups a day. Anyway, I love it. I stopped being a lawyer in 1993. I changed career to teach people about the value of passion. Because I could see through my 20-year practice as a lawyer, my practice as a lawyer, how powerful this resource was. And I could see how few people were actually pursuing their passion. Many people didn't know what their passion was, or they gave away pursuing their passion for security. And so I want to explore with you on these weekly shows, hey, what is this balance between freedom and security? Now, Now, I left the law. I was inspired by the work of Buckminster Fuller. I was inspired by attending a business school in Hawaii with Robert Kiyosaki. And I was inspired by the idea of educating people about the value of passion. Passion has so many benefits. I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. But that's today's big idea. You hear people talk about it. I promise you, when I started talking about this in 1993, everybody thought I was talking about sex. In 1993, 27 years ago, most people equated passion and sex. So I took a risk then in talking about passion. With 4 children at the time, private school, it was a big financial risk that I took to give away the legal income. So why did I do that? What is passion? And so my books explore this. My website, which is kovess.com. I've got a second website, charleskovess.com. What is passion? Passion is a source of unlimited energy from your soul, your spirit, your heart, that enables you to produce extraordinary results, but extraordinary. Unlimited energy from your soul, your spirit, your heart. I make no distinction. It's a very subtle distinction. You know, if the experts want to go into soul, spirit, heart distinctions, let them. But know that it's not a mental thing. It's not from your mind. It comes from your soul, your spirit, your human spirit. And the importance of passion is that it's a clue to who you are. It's a clue. I said before that it's a source of unlimited energy from your soul. So energy drives your productivity. When you're high on energy, you can get a lot done. And I see energy, human energy, as the key to a country's gross domestic product, because GDP is productivity. So the more energetic Australians, the more energetic Americans, the more energetic whatever country you live in, the more energy there is, human energy, the greater will be the productivity. So I can see that. And it's my vision for the planet that more people are passionate about what they're doing. So unlimited energy, you tap into universal energy. And when you actually think about our bodies, we are simply energy events. Your body is made up of atoms. Every atom is 99.999% empty space. You are just an energy event. All energy impacts on us. And your ability to access energy and to harness it is how you're going to create your life. And you are creating your life. When you're passionate, you unleash this energy. What are the benefits? Very practical benefits. Number one, energy makes you a valued contributor. You're able to contribute. You're able to add value to people's lives. Adding value to people's lives is how you create rewards. My philosophy is never charge somebody money unless you've added more value to them than what you've charged them. So when you're passionate, you can add value to people's lives, you will be rewarded. Secondly, when you're passionate, you are much more attractive to other people. You attract people to your life. You are high energy. You don't want to, people are not naturally attracted to people who are low energy, morose, depressed. That's not what's attractive. If you want to attract people, your level of energy is an attractor to other human beings. Thirdly, your thinking requires energy. Your brain consumes more energy in your body than any other part of your body. So when you're high energy, you're able to think better. You're more innovative. You are more creative. So I could see, the fourth thing is that problems that come when you're high on energy, you're able to handle those problems more easily. So I could see early in my life that loving what I do, being passionate about what I do, being enthusiastic about what I do was the key to having a magnificent life. And what is a magnificent life? We're going to explore that, because your self-awareness around a magnificent life is a core element in the decisions that you will make. Now, many people have said to me, and when I've been coaching clients one-on-one, but in audiences, they go, I'm not passionate about my work, but I need the money. And so tying in with this one big idea of what is passion and why is it important, there are two angles to you being passionate, two aspects of it. Before I tell you what those two aspects are, I have to tell you this week's joke. I am passionate about limericks. I think limericks are the best form of poetry. Now, I've got to be careful because the best limericks are rude. So I don't want to share too many rude limericks on this because you might be offended. On the other hand, I'm not really in the business of avoiding offense because I'm a passion provocateur. So what I think is provoking people to think differently, you might be offended. Anyway, that's another good conversation to have. One of the great limericks about passion, one of the few limericks about passion, was written during the Second World War in 1941. It goes like this. There once was a lady of high fashion who had oodles and oodles of passion. To her lover she said as they leapt into bed, here's one thing the bastards can't ration. Passion, ration. Anyway, limericks. We will often have limericks that are relevant to whatever the topic is. So coming back to the two aspects of passion. The first element is that you're passionate about your work. The second aspect is that your work creates money for you that then enables you to pursue your passion. And your passion could be looking after your parents. Your passion could be looking after your children. Your passion could be fishing. Your passion could be sport. And so when you see that your 40 hours of work each week is enabling you to pursue your passion, then magically you will become passionate about your work because you'll be grateful for the work that you're doing. So this is why self-awareness and saying, hey, what really matters to me? So what really matters to me is my family, is my loved ones, is my friends, is my sport. And the only way I can pursue that is if I add value in other places. And so even though I might not be passionate about that work, the income and the rewards that I get enable me to pursue the passion. So there's a direct link, and that will make you passionate about even the most mundane work because you see the link to your passion. My promise to you is that if you start to think about and feel about the value of this thing called passion and understand that every human being's got it. Why? Because every human being has a soul. Your life will change. And I'm not saying to you to change anything, but what I am saying is come on this journey with me and start to look at what matters to you, what actually matters to you. Start to become aware of what matters to you. And then your decisions become better. So this is about having fun on this show. It's not about, I want to inspire you. I want to provoke you. I don't want to bore you. And the length will depend on what we're talking about. But today's big idea is that passion is your source of unlimited energy, and it has a range of benefits. There's one other important element to passion. And we're going to talk about it. I don't want to go into this too much in this show, is that passion is a street sign to the suburb of your purpose as a human being. Because one of the big questions in the self-awareness journey is, what is your purpose as a human being? Why are you on this planet? Here you are for 80 years, 90, 100 years. I mean, I'm going to give you information on why I think we're designed to live to 120 years. What's the point of this? I put to you that there is a point. I put to you that you do have a purpose. I put to you there is meaning to your life. And what you're passionate about is your clue to what that meaning might be, why you are on this planet. I believe you're on this planet for a bigger purpose than just just extending the human race. Your job is to find that. My job is to help you find that. Because when you're clear on what your purpose is, what the meaning of your life is, life becomes a joy. Well, I think that's all that I need to cover. We're going to be doing this every week. Podcast, YouTube. Happy to take any feedback, any suggestions from you, anything that is confusing. Send me an email to charles@kovess.com. Have a look at my website, kovess.com. Subscribe to Passion Points to Ponder. I send those out regularly. They'll be coming out more regularly to raise some ideas with you. If you have a great joke you want to share with me about passion, love to have it. I'll share that with you. I even attribute it to you. And I look forward to sharing this journey with you. We're going to have fun on this program. I really don't want to be too serious because I do believe you can have a magnificent life and have fun doing it. Having a magnificent life, having a life that fulfills us is not meant to be a serious journey. So please join us next time, next week. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to sharing 2020 and beyond with you. Thank you.